Activision devs do not play their own game. It's not your dad doesn't support you.
You should know, you worked at a coffee shop, you stupid bitch.
My name is Casey, and absolutely not fucking Tanner, because my parents don't hate me that much.
Hey, did they have just 8 patches lined up, but they just didn't release them because they were on break? No, you moron kids.
Then we'll, of course, get into it. Change your fucking name and get scammed. He's feeling under the weather.
I probably won't say another word until Stay Humble, so have a good pod, Raz. I'll be here listening.
Got it. You said the first question was good. I knew I shouldn't have believed you.
What?
I fucking knew it, dude.
What question are you looking at?
The pinned one?
Steel switch?
Yeah.
Well, how is that not a good question? We love food questions are the best questions we get.
Yeah, but
I don't know what the second one is. We'll get into it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into it. We are live. Welcome. Boys and girls to the Dropshot podcast that is mostly about Call of Duty. Episode number 244. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. I am joined once again by my good friend Tanner, wearing the same hat he wore last episode and the 242 episodes before that.
Nice, man.
Tanner, welcome. What's
Yo.
up, bud?
Not much. Supplying some MANSCAPED lip balm.
I applied some last night before I went to bed. What does the inside of your hat smell like, Tanner?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you've never taken it off. You'd have to take it off to smell it.
It hasn't been taken off ever.
Wouldn't you? Yeah, so that makes sense. Welcome to the show. Today, we are going to be doing an episode. And we're going to be doing Q&A. So, we have a Q&A channel in our Discord where anyone can join and ask a question about anything, and we may or may not answer it. So for those of you listening who are not interested in asking questions, that's fine. But full disclosure, some of these questions will be COD related. Many of them will not be. And that's okay. And that's all right. But if you strictly listen to this program for Call of Duty content, maybe skip this one. Maybe. We will talk about Call of Duty. People ask Call of Duty questions.
The second question is COD related. It's a direct Call of Duty question.
That is correct. But not all the questions are going to be COD related. So just full disclosure for those of you absolutely fucking listening. Okay. Now, before we get into it, a couple announcements. First of all, for the Platinum and Damascus patrons, patreon.com/dropshot, 7 bonus episodes a month, monthly hangouts, and more. It's the best way to support the show. Our Patreon Q&A episode will be going live tomorrow morning. Should have gone live this morning, but when I looked for it, Tanner didn't upload it because he's shit.
You didn't look for it. You were asleep. Don't fucking lie.
I actually unironically did while I was eating, but go.
What'd you eat? This morning? I didn't think you ate breakfast.
Last night.
Oh,
I told you last night.
Oh,
That's what I just said. Use your ears. Yeah, that'll be live tomorrow morning, Sunday morning. And if you're listening on an app, that episode will have been live before this one. So it's live. Also, next week, we will have a schedule posted 100%. It'll be on our Twitter. It will be on in the Discord as well. So you can check that out. We're going to be doing a gameplay stream next week for sure. I don't know what we're going to be streaming, because I kind of want to stream Caldera, I kind of want to stream Fortune's Keep, and I kind of want to stream Zombies. So I don't know what the fuck we're going to do.
So.
It might be.
It won't be. I can literally confirm it won't be Zombies.
Okay. Well.
It's been confirmed.
Well, we'll see. We'll let you guys know. It'll be on the schedule.
I don't think our GPUs could take the heat of playing Zombies at 100 frames and streaming
That's a great point.
It would hit
That's
95
a great
degrees.
Point. That's an excellent fucking
Sledgehammer?
point. Yeah. Shout out to Sledgehammer for that. Yeah. What else was I gonna say? And we should have a lot more Patreon episodes going live. Not a lot, but more going live next week as well. So, other than that, we did tweet a video, a fire video. Tanner, why don't you tell us about that tweet you fired off from @the Dropshot Pod on Twitter?
Oh,
An account that everyone should, of course, already follow, obviously.
Yeah, we posted a clip that we talked about from the last pod, which was they are rumored, supposedly, we're getting a manual gas mask feature, animation, setting, something in Season 4 Reloaded. So that should probably come at the end of July, if we're getting it. So we posted a cute little clip of that. If you guys want to go interact with it, that helps us.
Go interact!
Like, comment, retweet, quote tweet, donate.
Donate, yeah.
Send stuff to the P.O. box. All of that helps.
Yeah.
The Twitter, so yeah.
Do you think this is going to go as viral as our last Twitter video, which got, I don't know, 40,000 views or something?
Of course not, no.
Because we tweet virally, right?
Of course it won't, no. But
yeah, of course it won't. But engage with it.
I haven't seen anyone talk about this other than the leaker that mentioned it. So that's kind of why I posted that one. I'm like, oh, okay, no one. It's better to I think talk about things that like no one's really mentioned. So
True.
It's not a huge crazy thing, but that's a feature the community has literally been asking for since Warzone came out. You've heard less and less of it since they've changed the gas mask when in the last couple seasons. It has gotten better, but it will still get you killed. And we've said all along, just literally make it manual on and off. It's that simple. Let me decide when I want to put it on. Problem solved. But instead, they waste tens and tens of development hours probably designing that stupid gas mask feature to now just add in a manual one anyways.
If they do make it manual, I think that's still fine though, because most people are still going to play on auto even if they add manual.
Yeah, true.
Do you have a bind if they make it manual? What bind are we using?
Spacebar.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't know.
Mine is going to be V. I don't use V for anything.
V. Do I use V for something? I feel like I do. V's a common button. Do I not use V?
V do be a common button.
I don't use V.
It's a good bind. I used to not use it in FPS games because I didn't really need to, because you have X and Z and all that. But in Tarkov, where you need 5,000 binds, I do need V, and I use it for drop backpack, and it's super clutch. So now I'm in the practice of pressing V in an FPS game, so that's my bind. It's going to be my gas mask bind. I'm looking forward to it.
Interesting.
So hopefully that leak is real.
I hope it is, yeah.
Hopefully it's real. So, anything else before we get into this, Tanner?
No. You want to tell everyone your Alienware story, or do you not care?
Oh yeah. So I have a line in my monitor. I guess I'll tell this story.
Nice, cute little line, yeah.
So I have a monitor that costs way too much money, and it's an unjustifiable purchase for someone who has as few patrons as we do, frankly. Alienware AW2721D. It is a 240 hertz 1440p IPS monitor, 27 inches. It's really fucking nice. I love this monitor. Bought it like 2 years ago. And while we were recording yesterday, there was just a line. A line just appeared going through the monitor, like a vertical line of just all dead, like a purple line. It's very thin, but still cringe and annoying. So I tried to troubleshoot it. It's unfixable. It's the monitor's fault. I tried a different cable. I tried a different input on my GPU. I got a new graphics driver. I restarted my computer, obviously. Nothing worked. So I said, cool. So then I said, well, fuck me. I guess my monitor's dead. And then Tanner was like, do not contact support. It's a dumb idea. It'll be a waste of your time. And that gave me the idea.
Got it.
To be like, oh, you know what? I should contact customer support.
Yep.
So I did that. I had that idea. And I was like, I don't want to have to go through the trouble of fucking packaging this like an asshole, buying a stamp, putting a shipping label on, going somewhere, putting the box on the counter and say, hi, I'd like to ship the thing, please. I've never done that before. Don't want to start now. So I said, I don't think I want to go through all this trouble. But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. The monitor's so expensive that I probably should. So I contacted customer support, talked to them for an actual 40 minutes, which is just unbelievable that it took me this long. It's insane. And they had me write down my name, the time and the day, and my like reference number. And they said, okay, write that on a piece of paper, hold it up to your monitor serial number, and then take a picture of it so we know you're like the actual owner or whatever. Like I'm a Reddit fucking guy trying to like verify my identity or something. But I'm like, okay, whatever. So I did it, which is a giant pain in my ass, by the way, because of course the serial number is in the most inconvenient spot on my monitor possible.
Yeah.
It's behind it, right behind the power cord. So I have to unplug the power cord. I have a nice little setup here, and I had to fuck it all up, pull my monitor out like an asshole, take the picture, which is difficult, by the way, because of my situation. It doesn't matter. So I take the picture, I send it to Discord so that I can download it on my computer, so that I can send it through the file transfer in the dumb fucking Dell IM message thing. Send him the picture. He takes 5 minutes to reply, and he's like, hey, thanks. Can you do it again? Because our automated system couldn't scan it or whatever. And I said, I almost said, I came actually very close to saying it, but I didn't. But I thought, definitely tell me you're going to scan the fucking QR code next time before you have me do this.
Before you have me take a shitty picture of it, yeah.
And by this time, I had plugged my monitor back in, resituated it, gone through all the labor of getting it back set up. Then he replies, cool. So then I'm fuming mad. Unplug it again, pull it out again like an asshole. I take 10 pictures this time, and I say, I'm not doing this again. So one of these better work, or I'm going to your house, Amit, and we're going to have a conversation about this. So I take 80 pictures, I send him all of them, and then he's like, all right, cool, relax. One of them worked. So, okay, great. And then fill out all these forms or whatever, and they're like, all right, are you comfortable installing a replacement part by yourself? And I said, no, of course not. What does that mean? I'm not going to open my fucking monitor and like replace diodes like an electrical engineer or something. Yeah, I'm like, of course I'm not doing this. So I asked him what part, and he said, the monitor. You just have to plug it in. So
the
I'm
monitor,
like,
the replacement part, the monitor.
I'm like, hey, dude, yeah, I can plug in another monitor. I plugged in this one just fine. So he's like, okay, cool. Give me your address. We're going to send you another monitor in 1 or 2 days, business days. And then I was like, okay, cool. So I almost asked him, am I going to have to send this one back? But I didn't. So then the conversation ended. And now I'm going to get another $900 monitor, and I can keep this one that is completely serviceable and functional. It does have a line through it, but it's on the very right side of my screen. And when you're playing like an FPS game, you literally don't even see it because you're looking on the center of your screen. So now I have 2 functional, excellent monitors, and I'm fucking thrilled about it. So and I was under the impression I was going to have to send this one back because that's what Tanner told me. But again, another thing he was wrong about in the course of this story.
Got it. So he didn't specifically tell you, though, you didn't have to send it back, right?
No.
Because I wonder if when this one shows up, if there's going to be return instructions for the old one. They may just do that, and there's like return instructions to send the other one back.
That's possible.
Which you don't have to do. You got the new monitor. What are they going to do? Come to your house and steal the monitor? What is Amit going to do to you, you know?
What is Amit going to do?
They're not going to fucking do anything to you. What are they going to do?
I feel like they could charge me, but no, because
How?
I paid through
You didn't
Amazon.
buy. Yeah, they can't. They literally can't charge you.
Yeah.
It probably. You probably do just keep it because now with all with us living in the.
What are they going to do with this
in
monitor?
the year 2022? Exactly, because you prove it. You take a picture of it. I guess that's something you used to do. We're like, oh, it's broken. They're like, okay, well, we'll believe it when we see it. Send it back to us so that they can see. But now that you proved it, then it's like, yeah, you're right. What are they going to do with it? Just throw it in the trash when they get home? They'd probably rather just have you deal with it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm fucking
so you got
thrilled
2
about that.
1440p, 240 hertz monitors now. Wow, it's quite the deal.
IPS panels, yeah.
I should draw a line through mine with a Sharpie and try to get mine replaced as well.
You could do that, yeah. So what I'm going to do, though, since I'm moving at a time, once my other monitor gets here, I'm not even going to open it until I move, and then I'll set up, like, all of them.
Any update on that, by the way?
No, we're doing an open house this moment.
Really?
Right now, yeah.
No.
Yep.
So you're going to be doing
third one?
So you're going to be doing a Q&A where people are asking dumb questions, and you're going to be yelling as people are right outside your door.
Correct.
Oh my God, how embarrassing for you. Why did we not just change the time of the pod?
Well, because I was told last night.
Nice.
Because my parents are shit. And they know when I do the podcast, by the way, and they pick, guess what time they picked?
Noon.
11:30.
You piece of shit.
I mean, bitch. Literally right when we're getting started. Like,
bitch.
What are you? That's what I told them. I said, you idiots.
Oh, your mom,
and
I said, you
okay,
goddamn
well,
bitch.
I'm putting up my little recording sign. No one's allowed in this room.
Recording sign.
So, like, you want to have an open house, that's fine. It's going to be a mostly open house because this room is off limits.
You don't want to go in and smell that room anyways. You don't want to smell it. You don't want to see your room. No one would buy the house because they would feel it's 95 degrees in there.
That's correct.
Instantly leave the premises.
Yeah.
So.
And they would say, oh, this thing has been living here. This room would need to be, this is a biohazard and this would need to be decontaminated. And that's not in my budget for a new home purchase.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, it's probably for the best.
Cool.
For sure. Yeah. So if you're listening for the jingle, here it is. Damn it, dude. How did you know?
I was pressing it either way. I pressed it before you even started saying that because I was just going to interrupt you. So.
Damn.
Omega Bees, thanks for the tier 1 for 3 months, dude. Appreciate that. And Bud Reds, tier 1 for 18. Long time in the shadows. What a little shadow. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you both. And look at
put a stamp on a package?
And look at Horgans is in the chat, which is Oyvind, that Norwegian dude.
Yeah, how do I say your name, Horgans? How do we say that?
Oyvind.
I don't know. Do you not put a stamp if you're mailing a package?
You need more than a stamp, buddy. It's not a stamp. It's a lot more than a stamp.
What is it?
Postage.
But
a stamp's like 50 cents. Postage is dollars.
But isn't a stamp just a visual indicator that you've paid for postage?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you not put a literal stamp on a package?
No. It's a sticker.
Oh, okay. So you guys making fun of, okay, whatever.
A stamp. Yeah, put a 50-cent stamp on your little monitor.
You guys are dumb. Welcome to the show. We got questions. Here they are. Starting with...
Here they are. You sound excited, man.
Well, Tanner's very excited about this question, so... Starting with Steel Switch from April 17th of the 2022, the year of our Lord Jesus Christ. Which is better? Mexican pizza from Taco Bell or tacos / monster taco from Jack in the Box? Tanner.
Hey, you know what? They're both dog shit. Neither of them are good, by the way. Neither of them.
Okay.
There's so much hype around Mexican pizzas and they're not good. Any taco from Taco Bell is better than a Mexican pizza. And Jack in the Box tacos are not good. They're just dirt cheap. They used to be dirt cheap. I don't know if they are anymore. They're probably $12 a taco now. A year ago, though, they were 3 for like 99 cents or something. They basically just hand them out to you. That's the only reason they're good. Have you had Jack in the Box tacos? You've had those little suckers? You haven't?
Sure haven't. No.
That's, wow. They're dog shit.
If I'm going to Taco Bell, I'll get a taco. And if I'm going to Jack in the Box, I will not get a taco. So why would I get pizza at a Taco Bell? And why would I get tacos at Jack in the Box? Don't know. So I've never had either of these items. So I have no comment on this. Other than buy better things off of the menus. You know what the best item at Taco Bell is? And this isn't an opinion. I'm just letting you guys know. This is a statement of fact. Yeah, the best menu item at Taco Bell, and this is the correct answer. It's not even the correct take because that implies it's an opinion, which is this is a statement of fact. The best item on the Taco Bell menu is the, oh my God, what's it called?
Wow, you really set that up to say.
Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
Yes, that is correct. That is absolutely correct.
The Cheesy Gordita Crunch is really good, dude. Really good.
I agree. There's a little burrito there that's really good. It used to be on the $1 menu, which is now the $9 menu. And it was like, it had like 3 ingredients. It was like rice, cheese sauce, I think, and like chicken or something. I don't know what it was, but it was so good, dude. They have pretty good rice, actually, surprisingly. Really good rice. Yeah.
I've never had their rice.
But yeah,
I believe it though.
Thanatos said it best in
Fast
chat.
food does carbs well. Fast food
Yeah.
places do protein poorly and carbs well in general. That's my position. Think about it.
But yeah, the
Shitty meat, good potatoes, good fries, shit like that.
the Jack in the Box tacos are like, that's like a drunk food people go for. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, when I was in high school, the whole clique, they all loved to get Jack in the Box tacos when we were fucking hammered. And I never tried
By the way,
it.
speaking of food, this is a public service announcement to anyone who lives in Southern California. Look up Kraft Burger and see if you guys have a Kraft Burger by you.
CRFT is how it's spelled, because there's another place with an A. Don't go there.
I thought they had numerous locations. I'm only seeing the one.
Is it really just the one? Maybe that's why it's so good.
Maybe the other ones are opening then, and they're not open yet. Because I saw somewhere there was at least one other location. That's weird.
Huh. Yeah.
Okay, well, never mind. Don't look it up because you don't have it by you, probably.
Because you live in a bullshit area. Yeah, correct. CRFT is the best fast food burger I've ever had. Yeah, like not even that close. It's sort of close. I mean, In-N-Out burgers are really good. In-N-Out has a better bun for sure. And I would argue In-N-Out spread is better than the CRFT sauce.
I disagree. I disagree on both those. That sauce hit diffy. It absolutely hit diffy.
The sauce is really good. The sauce is really good. But I think In-N-Out spread is a little bit better. But they're both excellent. They're both like 9 out of 10 plus.
The bun was so soft, and then you bite in, and the meat had so much flavor, and the meat was really soft too.
The meat was better than In-N-Out's. Yeah,
it was the perfect thickness too. It's the thickness where I can finish a regular single patty burger and fries and be full, and I don't need to get a double. Yeah. Whoa. Because usually I'm the guy that goes for a double, but they have that perfect size patty where you don't need one. That would just be too much food. That would be too much food, and it would actually, I think, ruin the consistency of the burger. It would ruin it. It's the perfect amount of bun to meat ratio. So I think throwing a second one would ruin it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I can't believe you like their bun as much as an In-N-Out bun, though. You're wild for that. It's just a regular bullshit sesame seed bun.
No, it tasted good. It was like buttered up, really soft.
I mean, hey, I'll eat a sesame seed bun. That's not a problem. And if I'm eating a burger, it's mostly about the patty. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
But In-N-Out's bun is just better. I would prefer if I had a Kraft patty on an In-N-Out burger bun. That's the burger, dude.
In-N-Out bun is, their buns are good when you get that little corner that's extra crispy.
Yep.
That's what's really good.
Yep. Toasted buns.
My dad orders his buns in and out like extra crispy, or he does something like that. Extra toasted. You can do fucking anything and they'll do it. Yeah.
In and out.
You can say suck my cock and balls and they'll probably do it.
I mean, they earn $45 an hour, so they'll do whatever the fuck.
$45 an hour, and their burgers are cheaper than McDonald's now. Thanks, Joe.
It's so crazy. Yeah, I don't know how In-N-Out is so much cheaper. I actually don't get it. Maybe it's because they don't pay for any advertisements ever. I've seen like a billboard or two. That's the only ad I've ever seen.
Only advertise around Christmas.
Never heard like a radio ad. You've seen ads for In-N-Out.
They do ads, not often though at all. You're right. And yeah, it's like usually in November and December they'll run like a few ads.
Interesting.
For like gift cards basically and shit.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. That makes sense. Yeah. That's the thing, when you have a really good product, like you don't need to advertise In-N-Out. Hey, everyone knows about In-N-Out. People that have never seen an In-N-Out before know about In-N-Out. Because people from better states than them tell them that their burgers are shit compared to In-N-Out, which is probably true.
Yeah, isn't it crazy they can charge so little? And
it is weird.
The lead manager at every In-N-Out, like the cheapest they make is like 90 or 100,000 a year. The managers make a ton. It's like and their burgers are fucking $4, and a double cheeseburger from McDonald's is also $4. It's like, how do they do it? I don't get it, man.
They are always so packed, though. I feel like they just. I don't know either. But it's like I feel like they maybe waste less of their inventory So like if McDonald's buys 1,000 patties, they sell like 500 and throw out the other 500. I feel like In-N-Out buys 1,000 and sells 957. Maybe that's part of it, because In-N-Out's always busy. It's always packed.
I mean, McDonald's are always busy too.
Not really. Not like In-N-Out.
No matter what time you go, though, there's always people in the McDonald's drive-thru. It's still busy all the time.
Yeah, but not like In-N-Out. That's all I mean. At least not by my like high school. Because by my high school, by South Hills, I'm sure you know where I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When you're going over the bridge to the 10, there's the In-N-Out on your left,
Yep.
and there's the McDonald's on your right. They're right next to each other. The In-N-Out's always more busy. Always.
If it's that close, yeah. The McDonald's by us, it's like one of those double lane ones, and it's always long. And then also the other thing is, In-N-Out takes 5 minutes to get your food once you're at the window. McDonald's, they're already throwing it at you, so it's like they're getting cars through a lot quicker too. That's why it doesn't appear that they're as busy. Because it's so much
probably
faster.
True. Yeah,
I've literally
that's
waited in
probably
an In-N-Out
true.
drive-thru line for 40 minutes before that. You don't wait more than 4 minutes in McDonald's.
Yeah, that's true. That's the downside of actually like cooking food.
Yeah,
Is that
true.
it takes a minute, whereas at McDonald's everything's in a giant. I imagine it's just a giant fucking like toaster oven that's set to like warm, and they just like, oh, what are you ordering? Okay, got it. Pull that bitch out that they made in a lab like 2 weeks ago and fucking throw it out the window at you, and then get the fuck out. We got to serve more people. Yeah.
True. No, what's crazy is, when Trump was in office, McDonald's meat was fresh. Now it's all frozen. When Joe came in office, it's all frozen meat now, man. You know that?
Yep. Thanks, Joe. I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
$4 and it's frozen. What the fuck?
Anyway, let's move on. So they both suck, and fuck you, Steelsfish. Next,
Jesus.
Big Coit.
Don't
Big
say
Coit,
that to him.
friend of the pod, asks, is there a better way of increasing skill gap than just increasing health? It's a really interesting question. With the 300 health now in Warzone, I just farted, by the way. So if you heard that, it was me, and I farted. So whoever that dumb bitch is who is dating someone better than her that actually enjoys this podcast, fuck you, and I would never lie about that. So I farted on the podcast just now. Suck my cock and balls, bitch. With the 300 health now in Warzone and the rumored increase in MW 222222222, the increase in health seems to benefit campers and cheese tactics just as much as those who want to move their character and engage in gunfights. Seems like the devs should sort out the cheese lethals, perks, and equipment, particularly in multiplayer. Very interesting. What are your thoughts?
Is there a better way of increasing skill gap than just increasing health? I mean, the most obvious one that everyone talks about is make the guns have recoil. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if that would be better, but it would be another thing you could do.
The guns that people said had no recoil back in the Verdansk days now have so much more recoil, even though nothing has changed, than any meta Vanguard AR. And like people bitched about those not having recoil back then, and they were too easy, and now every single meta AR that kills faster than those guns also have less recoil. So that's the number one thing to increase the skill gap. It's just, I understand why they don't do it. It's Call of Duty on a map like Caldera, 200-meter engagements. Players that aren't that good, how are you going to hit shots that far away with recoil? You just can't. So I don't really know how they get around that. That's why so many people just play the smaller maps now. It's easier, I think. But you can't really... COD will never increase the skill gap that much because they can't. That people would stop playing the game. But that, and then having faster movement would also increase the skill gap. Again, that would utterly destroy the not so good players probably. So I think increasing the health was like the easiest thing they could do to like kind of balance sweats versus like not as good players without just completely like killing the average player. I think
that's a really good point, because that of all of those three things, which are the big things you can do to increase skill gap, increasing health is one that an average player can swallow the most easily. Because if you increase the movement too much, they're just going to be getting cameraed like every death, and that's really bad for them and not fun. And And if you have more health, it does benefit good players more than average players. But the average players won't die in one frame as often. So even though they'll be doing worse probably on average, they won't feel as bad about it when they die. Because they will have felt like they had an opportunity to react and move before they're dead. And sometimes they will get away. So, yeah, I think Tanner, that's a really, really good point. Is there a better way of increasing skill gap than just increasing health? In an FPS game? No. I think that's the best way to raise the skill gap. I mean, if I had 5,000 health and so did Nate Gibson, I would win. I'm not kidding. Literally, I mean this. 0 out of 1,000 gunfights. I would never kill him. I would never kill him. I could camp. I could put claymores down. I could run a heartbeat sensor. Literally nothing I would do would matter because he could start. Like, I could have a claymore down and be camping, and he runs past, blows up the claymore, and I shoot him with half a mag so that he has 500 health to my 1,000. He's still going to kill me, though, because 500 health is enough for him with how insanely wide this skill gap would be.
Yeah.
For him to kill me. Whereas if you have 100 health, he just blows up to the claymore and I win. So I think raising the health is the best way to increase the skill gap. Because with 1,000 health each, the worst player almost never, ever wins, ever. And I don't think that's true if you increase recoil a lot. Because you can have a bunch of recoil, but have Tarkov health, where if you hit one headshot, you're dead. And, I mean, I do this all the time. I'm worse than everyone I've ever killed in Tarkov, for example. But the time to kill is so fast that I kill people way better than me. Often because the health is so low. Whereas if the health was a lot in Tarkov, these kids would dunk on me. Even though the guns have a ton of, my guns have a ton of recoil. Because I'm shit and I can't afford good guns. So recoil is a way to increase skill gap. I think raising the health is a better one though. And then movement is a good one too. And that has the extra variable of like the whole controller aim assist, rotational aim assist, up close gunfight kind of problem that makes movement even more of a complicated, sticky thing. I think increasing movement speed, sprint out time, ADS time in general is another great way to raise the skill gap. But that also, part of that's going to be skill, being able to navigate your character into good positions and like push things quickly. But a big part of that too is just going to reward people who are literally just younger and have faster reaction time. And I wouldn't say being younger and having faster reaction time is a skill.
They should ban anyone under the age of 18 from Warzone. What are your thoughts?
Anyone younger than me, I agree, shouldn't be allowed to play.
Yeah, you'd probably have the highest KD in the game.
Yeah, I mean, 30 years old, yeah. Not many people who are over a 0.4. But yeah, like when you increase movement speed, and I'm again adding sprint out time and ADS time. Being able to ADS quickly once you see someone isn't a skill. That's like a biological fact about you. You know, it's not a skill that LeBron James is 6'8" and can dunk. It's like he's genetically extremely gifted. He has a ton of other skills also, but he's also just genetically gifted. And being 6'8", having the DNA to be 6'8", isn't a skill. So movement is kind of a sticky one, but that's a good way to raise the skill gap too, for sure. The increase in health seems to benefit campers and cheese tactics just as much as those who want to move their character and engage in gunfights. Wrong. I just don't accept that statement at all. An increase in health does not benefit campers. It benefits people who move. Because
it goes both ways though. It is weird.
Tell me more.
Well, it's like we thought we would like the health increase on Rebirth, and then we played it, and we just didn't. And
I do. You don't.
I mean, it's not terrible, but it wasn't as a good of a change as I thought it was going to be. Like, I don't love it. I'd still probably rather have this than 250, yeah, but that does benefit kids that can just sit in a corner on Rebirth, and as you run by them, their aim just drag on you and stay on you. By the time I can even react and start turning around, I'm just already dead at that point. So it does go both ways. But then if you're really good, then you can outplay that. If you can react fast enough, pop a stim, slide, do something, turn around, start shooting them, you have the chance to win that gunfight where you still otherwise maybe couldn't at 250 health. But I think the health thing goes both ways always. There's a benefit to campers, and then there's a benefit to sweats as you like raise up more.
I just feel like when you say it benefits campers, it's like a camper is someone who's sitting somewhere, and we're assuming the camper always gets the first shot. That's why they're camping, so that you don't know they're there, you run past them, and then they start shooting you. So having an increase in health is always going to benefit the guy who's shooting second. That's what I mean. So I mean, maybe there are some circumstances where the camper benefits more from an increase in health than the guy who's running around. I don't know what that looks like, but maybe it exists. I'm sure we could come up with it. But in general, it doesn't help campers. It certainly doesn't help campers more than people.
He's trying to say it forces them to camp because they're maybe getting farmed in one-on-one gunfights because they're not as good. So then they resort to sitting in a corner camping, and then they do have chance to win gunfights where they just wouldn't otherwise ever win a 1v1
because
gunfight.
they change their play style.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's when people usually talk about like the campers and the health thing. That's the way I think of it. That's what I assume people usually mean.
Makes a lot. There's
because they just won't take gunfights because they lost 9 gunfights already and it's resurgence, and so it doesn't matter. So then they just start sitting in a corner.
This is me on Rebirth, by the way. I don't push things on Rebirth, and if it was BO4 and everyone was on KBAM, I would, but I camp more because of that. I don't know. I see what you're saying, Tanner. I'm not sure that's what he was saying, but maybe it is. Whatever. But what else did you say here? It seems like devs should sort out the cheese lethals, perks, and equipment, particularly in multiplayer. I don't know if there are any cheese lethals. I think all the lethals are fine. Claymores are annoying. Sure. But I don't think there's like a cheese lethal.
Particularly in multiplayer.
Perks. Combat Scout is cheese and shouldn't exist. And equipment, there's snapshot grenades are cheese. Those shouldn't exist. Heartbeat sensors are cheese. Those shouldn't exist. But I don't know about lethals. But I agree with you in general. Yeah. So.
Yep. Good question.
I think that was a great question. I think there's a place for claymores and bouncing betties. I will add, and I've said this before, I don't think claymores should exist in Call of Duty games. I think it should only be prox mines or bouncing betties.
I don't think they should exist in any multiplayer game, yeah.
Yeah. Because claymores are dumb. Like, if you don't see it there, and it's not hard to place a claymore well, you can just guard a door, and that's impossible to see the claymore, and then someone runs past it and dies. That's cheesy. So it is cheesy in multiplayer. Okay, I see what you're saying, quite. I'll give you that. But like a bouncing Betty accomplishes the same goal of denying an area, but there's counterplay from the person pushing it. Take claymores out of the game, replace them with bouncing Betties. They still accomplish the goal you want as the person placing the Betty, but there's also outplay potential. Everything should have outplay potential. So, and I've died to bouncing Betties before, by the way. Hey, I know how to play around it. All you have to do is crouch or prone, depending on the COD game, in time. But sometimes you come around the corner, the Betty is coming up, and you're also getting shot. And you're playing Vanguard, where you can't drop shot. It's like, okay, well, I can go prone here to avoid dying to the Betty, but then I'm going to be forced to hip fire this guy, and he's certainly going to kill me. Or I can stay ADS and kill this guy, But then by the time I do, this Betty's going to send shrapnel through my skull. See ya, I'm fucked. That's fair, though. That's fine. But Claymores aren't. So, anyway.
Remember when MDub came out and the Claymores had an instant fuse timer and they one-tapped in MDub 2019? And it took them a fucking month or so to change that at least?
I sure do, yeah. And the delay is still not even remotely close to enough.
Know what they should honestly do? I think to make them more in line with bouncing Betties is have the slight delay and make it so if you jump, you take less damage or almost no damage. You know, because like, I know it's not realistic or whatever, but bouncing Betties, you go prone, you take no damage from it. Claymores, if you hear it going off, maybe if you jump, you take less damage or something because you're not as close to the ground. It doesn't just blow your legs off.
I think.
I mean, probably not.
Claymore like shoots out. But at your feet.
But I think that's like a way that you could kind of balance Claymores as well.
That would be good too.
In multiplayer. Because I mean, bouncing Betties, you can literally take no damage from.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a fucking burger. I don't know if that's how a
bouncing Betty works in real life, by the way.
I mean, they probably...
Does a bouncing Betty just go up and then send shrapnel literally only horizontally?
Probably. It probably maybe wouldn't like kill you or something, but it's going to hurt you still. You're going to get hit with shrapnel. You're not going to just come out without a scratch on you, I would imagine.
That's what I would think too. Yeah. So anyway. Oh boy. Benji's asking the dumbest, most obvious question that doesn't need to be asked I've ever had the displeasure of reading in my entire life. If you were running a coffee shop instead of a podcast, which of you would be the better barista and why?
What's the community feedback saying?
I can't read.
you just read the question though.
I can't read anymore. I lost
you just lost you lost reading.
Yeah.
Well, the community feedback says me, so that's super interesting. I mean, not a single person said you. How does that make you feel?
I mean, well, this is in fact a patron. Many people here and providing this feedback are patrons. As we've established, these people are dumb, so I'm not terribly surprised by it. So
I'm better than you at everything, including making coffee.
Yeah. Tell us about your iced white mocha, by the way.
What about it?
How was it?
Delicious. Usually they fuck that one up, though. I think they didn't put something in it. I'm trying to figure out what they were missing. Because it's usually... You know what it was missing was the... What else comes in it? The creamer. That's what wasn't in it, I think. Now I'm realizing that now. Not as much as they usually put in, because it's not usually that color. You know, I saw this TikTok yesterday. I'm like, dude, I know exactly what she's talking about. And it was this girl that was like, when you get your Starbucks coffee and you see the color and you immediately know it's going to be trash, and it's just her like crying basically. And that's true. When coffee is that certain, like, what color is that even? It's not dark and it's not light. Like you either need to go with no creamer or more creamer, and they do it right in between. And then it's an ugly dog shit, like light caramel color. And it always tastes like trash. Coffee that color has never once tasted good. And that's how that last one was that they made for me. So fuck that Starbucks that made me that last drink. I've ordered that same drink 30 times and it's always been good. And fuck you. When was the last time you made yourself something? When was the last time you made yourself a coffee drink?
Let me put it this way. It's been a long fucking time, and I still guarantee I would smoke you on the espresso machine, dude. I would fuck you at the espresso bar, dude. Let me tell you guys my background.
You fucked me at the espresso bar, huh?
For those of you who don't know. So I'm going to tell you Tanner's background in creating coffee, and I'm going to tell you mine, okay? Tanner bought a Breville espresso, whatever the fuck. What's it called? Got it. Tanner bought himself an overpriced retail consumer appliance called a Breville whatever the fuck maker that he has been using every morning for like, I don't know, a year or whatever to make himself his own drinks poorly. I worked at a drive-through Starbucks that was the busiest store in our district. Okay. In the mornings and in the nights. But especially the mornings, if you're on the bar, dude, you are fucking zooming, man. Okay. You're making a lot of drinks, a lot, fast and accurate, and you got to be correct. Okay. And then I worked another 9 months in a Starbucks inside of an Albertsons grocery store, and you never have help in the grocery store ones. You work alone only.
Yeah, those
So I would
Starbucks are
do
terrible.
8-hour
I've gotten a drink from you there. It was dog shit. Fuck you.
Did I make you a drink there?
Probably.
I don't remember ever seeing you. I've seen a lot of people I know there.
No,
though.
I saw you there once or twice.
But I would regularly work 8-hour shifts by my goddamn self, including working Christmas morning by myself, a line outside my ass and the store into the parking lot. And I'm just flying through drinks like a demon.
Oh, you're pouring that
9
drip
months.
coffee? Go fuck yourself, man.
Okay, making
Eat
drip
shit.
coffee is the easiest thing you
Exactly.
could do.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
also, like,
That's all
see,
you do.
you don't know this because you're not an expert and a professional like I was. Working on industrial grade machines, by the way, not your little fucking Fisher Price coffee maker
Dude,
or whatever
Fisher
the fuck
Price,
you're
man.
using.
Shout out
Okay?
to Fisher Price.
Shout out to Fisher Price. True. Yeah, 5% of people would get coffee. No one got drip. Everyone was getting extremely complicated drinks that I'm a professional and I know how to make.
Speaking
so of
of
course
that,
I would be the better
I can't
barista.
believe these little elderly
And my
men and
personality is
women
better. I'd get more tips.
go to Starbucks and order drip coffee. That's what Ben does too. Yeah, can I get a
it's
black
insane.
coffee? I'm like, why would you do that? Why? What is wrong with you, man? If
It's
you're going
insane.
to Starbucks, you should get something else that you can't just
Mm-hmm.
easily make at home.
Starbucks coffee has a ton of caffeine in it. That is one redeeming quality if you're into that. Like a cup of Starbucks coffee is like a lot more caffeine than like a cup of coffee you would like make at home
Really?
in general. Yeah. We, excuse me. Sorry. I used to work there. They do a lot of, they're like beans to like water ratio is very
So
high.
they make it strong. So it's not like
Yes.
the beans, it's like they make it strong.
Yeah, it's like they use a lot of like beans per cup, more than like anyone
Beans.
else would. But also, dude, you're supposed to like rotate the pot you make every 30 minutes. Very few Starbucks actually do that because not enough people make coffee. So there are times where it's like you make a pot, 30 minutes goes by, no one's ordered a cup of coffee, and then you're supposed to dump the whole thing out and make another pot. Hey, guess what, guys?
No, of course not.
Most of the time, people just let that fucker sit right on that fucking hot plate or whatever. And when you get your coffee, it could have been there an hour and a half. Actually, that's very common at Starbucks too. And probably every coffee place, by the way. So don't order a drip coffee at Starbucks, and also don't order a drip coffee fucking anywhere. Make it at home. It's like
The
10
only
cents.
place you should be getting drip coffee is if you're at like a breakfast diner and you're eating some shitty
Exactly,
breakfast. That's
correct.
the only.
And
And,
you're
the
gonna be
coffee's
there
burnt and
anyway,
it's
right.
terrible. It tastes awful, but you got to do it anyways. You just gotta.
You're sitting there. Yeah, you're not going to bring your own coffee to the restaurant. That makes sense. Yes. But if you're going to, like Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, I don't know, anywhere else that serves coffee, but Coffee Bean, don't get a drip coffee. Yeah, you're out of your mind.
Look at that.
You're paying $5 for like
at that.
literally
Look at that
5 cents
jiggle.
worth of caffeine.
That fucking jiggle, man. Way better than the shit you make. Fuck you, man.
What's the difference between a cappuccino and a latte? Easy
Gone over this
question.
so many times. The cappuccino's like fucking 8 inches of foam on top. God damn it, my
Okay.
camera messed
He
up
knows
again.
He knows it.
The color gets so confused when I put something up to it, man, to the
Yeah,
camera.
you gotta stop.
Now it's just
confusing
all
your
blue.
camera, man.
This is the worst camera in the world. Anyways, so the question obviously is me, Benji. Thank you. We can move on.
Jax, this is a good question. What's worse while gaming? Cold hands or sweaty hands?
Sweaty.
Sweaty. Yeah, sweaty is the answer.
Cold hands are a little bit rough.
Incredibly
When
annoying.
you have a mouse especially, it can literally slip out of your hands. I think controller is probably not as big of a deal since you kind of have like a better grip on it, but it can actually slip out of my hands. It doesn't get cold here though, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, my hands very rarely get cold, but they have, and it's a bitch for your mouse hand, especially. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, this is a good question from Bandit. What tilts you the most while playing Warzone? I can't believe we've never been asked this.
We've been
and
asked this
I
400
don't.
times.
Okay.
This is honestly such a difficult question though, because everything does tilt me in Warzone. Like, dude,
This is so hard.
this is a hard question. Like, Jake literally tweeted this yesterday morning. He's like, how can I die 5 raids in a row on Tarkov and still be more mad than when I just get downed once in Warzone, basically? I'm like, dude, that's how I feel. I don't get why the game is so tilting. I really don't. It is one of the most tilting games I've ever played in my life. It's so many things. The no recoil guns, watching the kill cam and seeing the hit reg isn't even close, and someone's aiming at your feet and you were aiming at their neck and you lose the gunfight. Cheaters, obviously. Dying to gas because I can't rotate up the side of a mountain in Caldera because I don't have an ice pick. They should have had Red Rebel in to Warzone.
Stop.
Walk up go up the side of the mountain with that
Actually,
ice pick.
that'd be kind of cool.
That
That would actually be really cool. Like, unironically, though. Like, you move kind of slow, so you're super vulnerable while you're doing it. But the advantage is you can actually climb anything. I would actually be down with that being added to Warzone, no cap. That would be really cool. But
yeah.
Anyway.
And then
And balanced, I think.
Let's see, what else tilts me? I won't mention one of them. Probably another one is, I'm fine with my team splitting if that's what they want to do, but if you're playing and someone just leaves and splits without basically saying anything and just bounces, and then you don't even realize it because the other 3 teammates are like all together still, kind of, and then all of a sudden someone's just down and he's like, fuck, they're all over here, and it's like, oh, you're 350 meters away. Maybe you could have at least mentioned, I'm going here, see you guys, but no, people will just leave and then they're fucking dead. I'm like, got it. So that pisses me off. What else? That's all I can think of off the top of my head.
There's so many
Cheaters.
things. For me, what tilts me most while playing Warzone changes depending on the era we're in. Because, like, if I die to a cheater in Caldera, I don't get that tilted because I just don't see them that often anymore. But back in Verdansk, that was the most tilting thing because you died to them so fucking often. And then now, lately, what tilts me the most while playing Warzone is dying to no audio, because that's a huge problem right now.
Yep.
But it's like, if I died to not hearing someone I should have heard once every 15 games, it wouldn't bother me that much. It would be annoying, but I'd be like, damn, that's annoying, whatever. But when it happens every fucking game, then I start to get really annoyed. So it depends on the era and what is
Audio is a great
most
one, yeah.
like prominent at the time. But currently, what tilts me the most is dying to no audio, because I just can't hear anything lately in Warzone. It's insane.
I just thought of probably the most tilting one, dying to airstrikes inside of buildings.
Oh,
Because that has been in since Warzone launch, and they've never fixed it. And
That's
basically, according to Ted
answer.
Timmons, refuses to believe it's even real. Because I mean, just get away from the windows, right? This is real life.
Yep.
This is real life. In real life, I would get away from the windows if an airstrike was coming in. Hey Ted, you'd be fucking buried under the house if it got airstrike. So shut up about sticking out of the window. Suck my cock and balls, Ted Timmons.
I agree.
That's probably the most frustrating thing, because when you see the lead dev
100%.
in Warzone basically say, well, I wouldn't be standing by an open door, that's what ticks me off. Got it, man. Great. Wow. Great tip, buddy. Really appreciate that. What about when I'm sitting in a bathroom with no window and the closest window or door is 30 feet away and I still die to an airstrike? What's the excuse there? And that's been going on since Warzone launched. And of course, also dying once you get the notification for an airstrike and run the opposite direction for 4 whole seconds and then still get downed by it. That's also very tilting.
Yeah, it's such a dumb argument from Ted. When you try and bring realism into it, like you said, it's like, dude, if you're in a building and there's going to be a jet that flies over you and drops bombs on your location. Hey, and you say, oh, I wouldn't be by a window. Hey, Ted, there's nothing. You are already dead. There's nothing you can do. There's nowhere you can go in real life. If you stay in the building, the roof will collapse on you and you will die by being crushed. You run outside, you're going to burn to death or fucking explode. You're not going to get away from the fucking missile coming out of the jet in like 3 seconds from now. Like, you're dead no matter what you do. Literally no matter what you do. If you're in a building and there's going to be a bomb dropped on it in 3 seconds, it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to die. Go ask anyone in Yemen right now what they do when there's going to be a drone strike on their fucking hovel or whatever. Nothing. There's nothing you can do. You can stay in the hovel and then have it collapse on you and die, or you can run outside and fucking explode and be dismembered. But either way, you're dead, Ted. So none of the realism shit means anything. It's all unrealistic. So don't let me die in a bathroom when there are no windows. True. Yeah, absolutely. This is the most tilting. Great. Glad you remembered that. 100% the most tilting. Honorable mention, being stunned in Warzone.
Not as bad anymore, but
dying is an honorable mention, but it is not as bad anymore.
Being stunned in MW 2019 and in the first 2 years of Warzone, absolutely. Yeah. Being on K-Bam, being stunned, you just back out of the lobby. Actually.
Yeah, you literally just like take your hands off your keyboard, take a sip of water. I mean, it doesn't matter.
I've literally done that before numerous times. I remember I did that on stream one time because someone clipped. I got stunned and I'm like, cool, I'm dead. And I literally took my hand off my mouth, started drinking water, and then the guy came up and killed me. Like, yep, there's nothing I can do. Why bother trying to fight with my mouse when I can't win the gunfight? It's ridiculous. Right. So they're not as bad anymore, but
I've seen Pieman get stunned and just leave the game.
Yeah, he'll do that. He's funny.
Which is the best thing you could do, yeah.
He's such a demon.
Mm-hmm. It's spelled Hovel, Nicole. It's just like a shitty house. Okay. Great question, Bandit, but yeah. Ox, do you think console players should be separate from PC players because of how disadvantaged they are, or fuck them? It's an interesting question, Tanner.
The community feedback says fuck them. Do I think they should be separate?
Separate but equal, Ox? It's real sus.
Yeah,
you need to learn some more American history, you British fuck.
I mean, should it honestly be separate? Probably, maybe. Do I want it to be? Of course not, because then that would mean a lot longer queue times. Because there are far more people that play the game on a console than the amount of people that play on a PC. This won't matter when Warzone 2 comes out, because dude, imagine Warzone 2 launches on the newest gen consoles with no FOV slider.
Oh my god, I know.
That would be hilarious. That would be actually so funny, dude. This probably won't be an issue in Warzone 2, but I mean, even now, there's insane console players. Maybe there's not, actually. There are people that can do really good on console.
Plays on console.
That's why I said, yeah, maybe not.
Okay.
So yeah. They probably should be separate. But I mean, JGod has also like tested this and proven this shit. It's like, no, you guys don't have more recoil. Yes, you have lower field of view. You don't see as much, but if you're really good on a controller, you're going to be really good on console and PC either way. So it's not going to make you that much better going to PC. If you're a demon on a console, you're going to be a demon on PC. There's just less of those people, because people that are insane at the game are the ones that are going to be more likely to spend a bunch of money building a PC. And the people on console that you're thinking of when you ask this question probably are like, you know, very low, like well below average KD, super casual players. Should those people be in our lobbies? Or even be queued against us? Probably not, and they usually aren't. I don't ever see them most of the time anyways. I'll see them 1 out of 50 lobbies maybe, so doesn't really matter. I was going to say,
I mean, console players are already separate from PC players, because if you're playing on a console, you're probably in like an average SBMM bracket, where 95% of the people in that lobby are also on console, because most people who play Warzone are on console. So they already are separate. Like in the high SBMM lobbies, probably already, like, actually 70% PC players. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. because of the reason Tanner just said. If you're a good video game player, part of that, if you're really good, you're more likely to spend a lot of money on your video gaming, which means you're more likely to be on PC. So good players are more likely to be on PC because good players are more likely to invest more money into gaming. So they kind of already are separated, honestly. And if it was like 50-50 console players versus PC, I would say maybe. But the fact that like 80% of Warzone players play on console, no, you can't separate them. Because then PC players would be fucked. And this won't matter really in Warzone 2. Yeah. Next gen consoles are going to be virtually equivalent to PCs. I think the biggest limitation next gen consoles are going to have for Warzone 2 is going to be refresh rate, not even necessarily frames. They will get fewer frames than the highest end PCs for sure, but probably not that many less frames, honestly. But the refresh rate is like the biggest thing they're going to lack, because 120 to 240, still not a very big deal, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
not a huge difference.
Certainly not a justification to segregate them. But it is something. I would much rather have 240 than 120. And I've never played on a 120 hertz monitor. I would argue I would notice it immediately though.
You've never played on 120? So you went straight to 60 to 240?
Oh wait, no, you're wrong. Yeah, or I'm wrong. Yeah, I played on 144 and then I went to 240.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah,
I don't think you played on
I don't know
60.
how I forgot that. Yeah. And I noticed it a little bit, but not that much.
It's pretty noticeable, but not as much as 60 to 140.
Noticeable. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That was crazy, by the way. Going from 60 to 140.
Yeah.
It was nuts, dude. Refresh rate, no one thinks about it. Well, people do now. People are getting more literate. But no one used to think about it, myself included, until like super recently.
Yeah. God, I don't even know the last time I played on 60. I've had 144 or 120 hertz monitors for so long. Probably like 8 years,
a long
honestly.
Time for me now too. Yeah.
It's crazy to think that there's like console players are still like playing on 60 on Warzone. A lot of them. It's just insane.
For sure. Next, George Washington asks, non-meta gun you have the most fun using? You can't use non-meta guns in Warzone. I was gonna say, in Warzone, I don't use non-meta guns. I have no fun using non-meta guns in Warzone because I die every single gunfight.
Yeah, you can use non-meta fun guns in multiplayer when you respawn. It doesn't matter, or Resurgence if you want to mess around. Rebirth, but in regular BR, you can't do that because it won't even be fun because you won't be able to win a gunfight. But probably, if I had to say like MW multiplayer, I would probably say the AK-47 wasn't the best gun, wasn't the best AR in MW multiplayer. It was
fucking horrible,
but it was fun to use.
It was top 3 worst ARs in MW multiplayer.
Yeah.
It was fucking dog shit.
And if I had to pick an AR in Warzone, now it's probably like the Cold War AK. I loved that gun, and it was meta for a long time. It is not very good anymore compared to all these other guns. It made an amazing sniper support. You could build it with a red dot. You can build it with iron sights. There's a lot of different builds for it. Great to close to medium range. That was a really fun gun to use. And it's just, you can't anymore. There's no reason to. It kills slower than a bunch of other guns, and it has more recoil.
Right.
So it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Non-meta gun in Warzone, again, none. But if I had to pick one, it would be the Ram 7, yeah. I fucking love that gun. I love the recoil pattern on it. For whatever reason, it's super, super easy for me to control. And I think it's because I haven't played FPS very long, so I'm not like super used to only controlling vertical and not horizontal. The Ram's very easy for me to control. Way easier than like everyone else I talk to says, because those people actually play FPS games and are used to like pulling down on their mouse. With the Ram, like all you do is just kind of like yaw your wrist to the right as you're shooting, and it doesn't move.
Dude.
Yaw, dude. Yaw, pilot. So the Ram. But in MW 2019, let's say, Non-meta gun. Is there a meta? Yeah, the MP5 is the meta gun. MP7 or the M13? Probably MP7.
In multiplayer you're talking about?
Yeah.
Know what I always really liked was the Bison. When the Bison came out, it was dog shit.
I love the Bison.
Remember you and I both said this? I couldn't figure out why, but it felt like you could hit so many headshots with that gun. I don't know what the reason was, but it was just
irons.
I was a headshot demon with that thing. Every single gunfight, every single bullet I fired at them would just hit them right in their head. It wasn't a good gun. It killed so much slower. But if you hit every headshot, it felt very rewarding. I like that sucker a lot.
I think because the fire rate was slow, it was easier to like hit headies. That's my guess. Kind of like the Blixen, actually, except slower and much worse.
Yeah.
So yeah. Benji asked, "Did you actually edit out quote? You should go smoke some cum." End quote. I did only because it was right before we took a break anyway. So I said, I might as well take this out. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's too aggressive to be saying on a podcast. Yeah. But if it was not a break, I wouldn't have taken it out. No. Because then it would just be weird. Like I randomly say a sentence, and then a cut for 2 seconds, and then that would be weird. I wouldn't do that.
That'd be very weird. Yeah.
So yeah, I did, Ben. This is a really good question from Steel Switch. Is there a gun that has great stats but just doesn't perform well in Warzone? The answer is yes, definitely there are. The question would be, what guns are those?
I mean,
why?
the AS Val is one. It does perform really well, but it doesn't perform well because you have to reload. That's where it kills you. But it has amazing stats. I actually really haven't looked at it much since they changed Resurgence to 300 health. I don't know how it compares now. Now it's probably not worth running as much as it was, but at 250 health, that thing was insane. But it's you can't use it in quads. You couldn't use it on Caldera. Lot of downsides, but other guns that
the Modern Warfare MG34 light machine gun, that thing still has top 5 fastest TTK for full auto guns.
You just can't hit shots with it.
If not top 3, it's just terrible. Yeah, super slow, 45-second reload time, and a lot of recoil. Yeah, but I've used it before. And if you get in the perfect position and situation, people just melt. Yeah, it's insane TTK. There's another one. What else? Oh, the burst fire ammo mod for it's an MW gun.
FAL? Does FAL have a burst option?
It does, but that's not what I'm talking about. No. The FAL might be one too, but no, it got nerfed. It's
FR 556?
No, it's an SMG.
Oh, it's an SMG from MW.
Burst fire SMG from MW.
Striker, Uzi, P90, AUG, MP7,
it's the Striker
MP5.
or the Uzi.
The Striker
and it kills really fast with the burst mod or whatever. But it's burst fire, and the magazine is 5 bullets.
Yeah, it's I think it's 12 rounds, literally.
Literally 12 rounds.
It was insane in multiplayer. Yeah, that was a meta. That was kind of a meta gun for a little while in multiplayer.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, that is true. Really good stats. Really good stats, but just unusable because of the gun count. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Got bush? You definitely do. If you haven't tried the best products from our sponsor today, MANSCAPED. Taking control of your bush is important. These products are so good, you're going to be showing pride in your new bush-free yard. It's a fact that you will have the best-kept nutsack on the cul-de-sac. Save big and be the most hygienic version of yourself by using our discount code DROPSHOT for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Whether you're looking to go bald like an eagle or just in need of a safe trim, Manscaped is dedicated to helping you level up your full-body grooming game. The grooming package I highly recommend is the Performance Package 4.0. Inside, you get the Lawnmower 4.0. This electric trimmer is a bush's worst nightmare. It's designed to reduce grooming accidents and shave hair on loose skin
thanks to a ceramic blade and advanced skin-safe technology. No need for night vision goggles, though. This trimmer has an LED light and allows you to mow the lawn in the dark. Wow. It's basic landscaping. When you trim the hedges, the tree stands taller. Second best tool in the performance package is the Weed Whacker. This fine-tuned nose and ear hair trimmer will make sure your nasty nose pubes are under control. Instantly add some pep in your step with the Crop Preserver ball deodorant and the Crop Reviver spray-on testy toner. With a performance package purchase, you get 2 free gifts: the Shed travel bag and the patented high-performance reduced chafing MANSCAPED boxers. They have a bunch of other products on their website to help you maximize your confidence and grooming game. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code DROPSHOT at manscaped.com. Kate Bush may be trending at the moment, but your bush needs some help. That's 20% off, free shipping, manscaped.com. Use code DROPSHOT. It's time you level up from the Amazon to the Amadong with the ultimate bushwhacking tools from Manscaped.
All right. Next is from H Smile. Okay, got it. Which is HX2. Should Drake be embarrassed by how bad he was carried by Lil Baby on Wants and Needs?
I don't know what any of those things.
Named Lil Baby.
I don't know what any of those things mean. I don't know what Wants and Needs is. I don't know who Lil Baby is. Fuck you.
Drake has $500 billion. He shouldn't be embarrassed by a single goddamn thing. That's my answer. And fuck you. Benji, how much money do you think Activision and Snoop Doggy Dogg made off of the 420 operator bundle? That's a question. I wonder how much they pay Snoop Dogg. You think they give him just like a flat cash and then say, can we use you? Or do you think he gets a percentage of the bundle purchases?
How much was the bundle? $10? $20?
I don't know. Probably not 20, right? Like 10. It is Activision, yeah. I don't know.
Let's see. Even $10 maybe. How many people do you think bought it? A lot of people bought that bundle. Tens of thousands?
Oh yeah. Hundreds of thousands even.
You think it was that much?
Maybe not these days. I don't know.
I think it was $20.
Activision made a couple mil.
I think Jake is right. I think it was $20 for the bundle. I don't think it was a $10 bundle.
That's so much.
I bought it, of course. I didn't buy it, but I used my points.
That you got for free, yeah. So cool. Thanks for the
a lot money for sure, Ben. More. Snoop made. Wait, do you think Activision? Okay, Activision and Snoop both made more money off that bundle than everyone listening to this podcast combined will make in 10 years, probably. So.
Yeah, that's my answer. Yeah, a lot. But I have no fucking idea. I couldn't even begin to guess. Panda Kicker. This is a good question. When you are in a heated firefight and you take cover, what do you choose to do first? Reload or plate up?
That is a great question.
It's the age-old question, I would say.
I don't know if there's
question.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a set answer for this. The smarter thing to do often is plate up. I usually end up reloading first though. I've always been weird around reloading in video games. I'm that guy that fires 2 bullets and then reloads. That's what I do. That's what I've always done. And so,
which is a bad habit often, by the way.
And I have that habit from like literally like playing COD 4 years ago. So I still have that. And that's why I typically do that. But often it's so hard to answer. Because it also, if I have 25 bullets, then you don't need a reload, really. You can just plate up. But if you have 5 bullets, what are you going to do? If you plate up and then you don't really have a good secondary gun, you may get plated up and then the guy pushes you and then you have no ammo anyway. So it's like, what was the point in doing that? Where if you had reloaded, at least you can shoot back and maybe do some damage and maybe kill him even if he's fully plated. You're probably not going to, but that may keep you alive a little bit longer. It's hard to say, man. I still don't know, and I often will choose the wrong one and then end up dying that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the right answer is obviously like it depends, but that is like it's hard to deduce which is correct. I will say this though. if you're using like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it does depend on your secondary too. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you have your AR out and you're shooting some guy and then he fucks you up and you run behind cover, I think the play there is to switch to your SMG and then start plating. So then you have a full mag, you're ready if he pushes, and it doesn't take long to switch to your SMG, and then you start plating up. But if you're using like a sniper with a sniper support gun, and you've been shooting your AR, because he's like at 20 meters, let's say, and then you get behind cover, and you have, 10 bullets left, and then you're behind cover, and you're not confident you're going to be able to no-scope this guy like FaZe Neo if he rushes you with the sniper. You're not comfortable enough for that. In that case, I would say, reload first if they're close. Because, like Tanner said, you can have all the health in the world. If you have 5 bullets left in your magazine, it literally doesn't matter at all. But if you have a full mag and no plates, it's possible this guy's impatient and he pushed you without plating first. And then you have a fair fight. That does happen sometimes. I've died this way by pushing without plates. And this is something we talked about in our tips episode. I would say rule of thumb, reloading is more important. Well, no, hold on. Rule of thumb, having a magazine with enough bullets in it is more important than having plates. Whether that means switching to your other gun, reloading, or neither, because it's possible you have a 60 round mag and you have 30 bullets left. That's enough. So at that point, you should plate first.
Yeah.
But I would say, in general, rule of thumb, it is way more important to have enough bullets in your gun than to have plates. I think that is a good thing to do. And again, that can mean reloading or switching to your other gun or neither. But yeah, plates are useless to you if you get pushed and you don't have bullets to shoot the guy.
I think,
and I've died this way too.
What you see like the really good players do all the time too, which is a good habit, and we talked about this also, I think, on that tips episode, is you run away and plate up as you're running. Since you can plate and sprint at the same time, you sprint, you plate up, you slide, you try to get out of visual of them so they can't shoot at you, and then once you're plated, you reload your gun real quick, and then by that point they're probably pushing you. But you can't always do that. There's a lot of instances where you can't just run away. If you try to do that, you're just going to die if you're in a position where there's no cover or something. But if you're like in or around a house or numerous buildings, that's the best thing to do. Keep running the hell away from them, sliding away from them, stim if you have it, plate up. Get somewhere where you no longer hear, well, you wouldn't hear their footsteps anyways, but you don't hear their footsteps 3 feet away, and maybe they're just now entering the building on the other side from 20 feet away. By that point, you ran away, you're fully plated, now you reload real quick, and then you rechow them.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point from Tanner, too, though, is that it's important to be economical with your time. You can plate on the move a lot better than you can reload on the move. So if you're moving back to create distance or get to cover, you should be plating while you're doing that.
Yep.
To use your time as efficiently as possible. Because then you get behind the rock and then maybe you're already fully plated, so now the question doesn't matter. Obviously you reload. Or maybe you have 2 plates and 5 bullets and then you reload because that's more important. And then the guy pushes you, but at least you have 2 plates. You have a real chance of winning that gunfight at that point. Yeah. Whereas if you weren't economical with your time and you were just running, then you have no plates and you still have to reload and you're kind of fucked. So that's another thing too. That's worth mentioning. Yeah. But it super depends, Panda. Yeah. It depends on your guns, how many bullets you have left, how close they are. But another thing too, to keep in mind, and this is why I say rule of thumb, it's always more important to have bullets in your gun, is you don't know where everyone is at all times. So you could think there's one guy chasing you and he's 40 meters away and you have time to plate before you reload. You might be wrong. And there's another guy who's one shot running at you from the opposite direction. And then if you had bullets, you could kill him. But instead, you don't have bullets and you're sitting here like an asshole inserting plates, thinking you have time to do that because you are 40 meters from the initial guy. but then oops, there's more, and then you're dead. So again, you can get surprised, and that's why it's important to have bullets in your gun. Because another thing you can do is, like, even if you're not going to kill the guy, like, let's say you have one plate and someone pushes you with full plates, but you at least have a full magazine. You can crack the guy, and then he gets scared and runs back away. That bought you time to plate and reload again, and it literally saved your life. Whereas if you had full plates but no bullets, you're fucked. So, yeah, it's way more important to have bullets in your gun, almost always. But yeah. So, that's what I would say. Great question, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Ox. How would you like movement mechanics to work in Warzone? We have some options here. This is a good question. I like this. The current state, but without sliding, resetting tactical sprint. No tactical sprint, but keep slide canceling. Okay. You're always going to have slide canceling. When we say slide canceling, we mean resetting tac sprint. So if there's no tac sprint, then of course we're going to have slide canceling. Yeah. No sliding, but keep tactical sprint. Remove both and add dolphin diving, or add jetpacks. Tanner.
Current state. I don't love the way it is now, but out of all of these options are horrendous. So current state would have to be the best. We've said this before.
Current Warzone.
I could definitely go without tac sprint or tac sprint being reset by slide canceling, but then the movement speed needs to be faster in the game. That would just be way too slow. No sliding sounds boring. Sliding is one of the most fun mechanics to do in Warzone. I would absolutely hate it if you couldn't.
It's such a good mechanic. I love sliding.
Dolphin diving, I don't care. Jetpacks, no. Yeah, so out of these options, for sure, current state. It's not the best. It's not the state I would love it to be in. I want faster base movement speed. Faster base movement speed and what's it called? Sliding and what's the other one? I want like Vanguard movement speed and sliding and all that, and like the same feel of how it is now, but I want the faster base movement speed, you know?
Yeah, I would want my ideal movement mechanics in Warzone would be Vanguard movement, except there's no tac sprint delay. And that would be my perfect movement in Warzone. I fucking love the movement in Vanguard. It feels so fluid and smooth and fast. The only issue I have with Vanguard movement is the really awkward and retarded tac sprint delay that you have to deal with.
Exactly.
But that would be my ideal. And then sliding, not resetting tac sprint, I would also want. I want to be able to slide cancel. Yeah. But I don't want it to be a requirement for me to move faster.
Yeah, you need faster base movement speed if we're going to do that.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
So,
and I think Vanguard movement would accomplish that.
Yeah.
So that would be my ideal.
So.
Jetpacks would be like cool and all. I've never played a jetpack COD, and I've heard many things which I totally believe, that adding jetpacks really blows open the skill gap.
Mm-hmm.
Which I like. I like everything that raises skill gap. But it's not even worth talking about because I can tell that it would blow open the skill gap so much that I know Call of Duty is never going to do it again.
I think they said, didn't Infinity Ward or someone say they won't ever do a jetpack game again? Or I thought one of the devs said that recently. Or
not that I recall, but I wouldn't
be least not in the near future. There will not be another COD jetpack game.
Yeah.
Imagine Warzone in its current state, everyone had jetpacks. That would not be fun at all, by the way. In Warzone. In multiplayer, sure, maybe. Infinite Warfare was pretty fun.
In Warzone. I think it could be. I've never played a jetpack COD, so I don't really know.
They are fun. They are fun pub games to play.
It would be nice on Caldera. I'd rather have a jetpack than not. Hot take. Fucking just yeet myself onto
that's true, huh?
The rocks, you know?
That do be true, man.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. So, anyway. Good question, though, Ox. Good question. Next, Nicolorific. This is a good question. If you could create a custom operator skin, what would it be? Great question.
You know what I like? I like having no clothes on. I like those skins. PUBG, it's what I do. I load into the pregame lobby, I take all my clothes off, and I run around naked, except you have underwear on still. I want an operator with a rock-hard cock running around with no clothes on. Wouldn't that be so funny? That'd be
exactly
fantastic.
what I was thinking.
That, if that's TOS and they won't allow it, because they wouldn't, of course, let's get a cat-made outfit.
Oh, God. Kill yourself.
That'd be funny.
In-game.
You didn't watch HyperRat's cat-made stream? Cat-made outfit stream?
Sure didn't. No.
You don't want to see HyperRat in
I
a
don't
cat-made
find it funny.
outfit?
What's
it's
funny
degrading.
about it?
There's nothing funny about it. It's degrading.
Yeah, it is degrading, I guess, but I don't know.
Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
It makes sense. I see what he's going for. It's just stupid.
That's like the latest subathon thing is people dress up in maid outfits. The little cat
You can
ears
make
on.
a lot of money, I bet. You can make a lot of money. If we did that, dude, we could get a lot of subs. We'll dress up in a cat-made outfit for an episode. We could get a lot of money if we did that.
You would do that for nothing anyways, though, so I don't know. What you
I
do
have,
for Halloween this year?
I have 3 outfits that I have. Just
Interesting.
And we don't need to talk about that. No. Yeah, I don't know. I really like the Edgelord operator skins. It's like Nikto. Fucking, you can't even see any skin because it's like all black helmet, face.
They're too big. That's
whole
my
thing.
issue with those. I like the outfit, but the character model's too big looking. I want a cute little tiny operator.
Interesting.
Like the way it looks, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're on.
That's why I like Iskra's cat outfit. Real tight. Makes you look smaller. They know I'm a demon when they see cats all over my tight little pants, you know? My little tight butt.
You know what I do really like in FPS games, and I have no idea why. And if someone can explain this to me, please do. When you're using an operator skin that has short sleeves, and you can see the skin of the hands and the forearms.
Yes.
Something about that looks so much better than like a full jacket with gloves. I don't know why.
1,000%. I don't like gloves. I don't like gloves on people, on operators. I don't like it. I just don't. That's why the Killa tracksuit in Tarkov is so dope looking, because it is a full sleeve, but then there's like a dope golden chain around your wrist that you always see because that's your left hand, and then you see his hands with no gloves on, and it looks so dope. That's the only reason I would ever want to get that, is literally because that part looks cool. Yes.
Forearms too, though. It looks so much better to me. I don't know why.
But there needs to be no gloves. If you see forearm and no gloves, it look good.
Short
but there's
sleeves
ones
with
where
gloves
short
is
sleeves
insane.
with gloves looks.
Yeah, that's insane.
And I think
that's an insane thing to do.
Exactly. And I think that's the default bear outfit for Tarkov, which I think is dumb. They have gloves on. I'm pretty sure, and I don't like that look either. You can't have gloves on. You just can't. It looks stupid. But yeah, I like seeing that skin as well. You're right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know why though.
I don't know.
It's so much more satisfying to watch.
It is.
Like,
and you're looking at it constantly because it's on. You're holding your gun with it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a Warzone operator. I don't know what it is. I keep wondering.
There are some.
And they wear a gold chain around their wrist like that too, and it reminds me of the Killa tracksuit. And I'm like, I need to find out what operator that is. And I've never looked it up, so I could probably find it easily, but I don't know. So if anyone knows what the golden chain operator is a gold chain on their wrist, he or she, I don't know what it is, let me know in Discord because I would love to know.
In real life, if you were going to drop out of a plane and try to be the last one alive, what would you wear? Give me your full rundown. What's your operator skin? What clothing are you putting on your body? Because I think I am wearing gloves. I think. I've never shot a gun. So, like, one thing, like, I used to play the drums a lot. And some drummers wear gloves and some don't. And I tried wearing gloves, but when you can't feel the stick, you lose some control, and you lose
that connection.
You lose like the fine, like little movements. It's like harder. You feel more out of touch your stick.
Well, it's like
And
touching
I'm
a woman's
wondering
breast with
if you're
gloves on.
shooting a gun, if it's similar to where, like, if you're not actually feeling it on your skin, if you have less control, if you are less accurate. You've shot guns. You wear gloves when you shoot guns?
Never. They wear them in the military, though, but that's because they're handling.
Yeah, I wonder how
firing
much
a
of a
lot of
detriment
rounds.
it would be. Because I'm thinking if I was dropping out of a plane into Warzone, I would just splat. I'd be too scared. But
You blow your brains out in the air, yeah.
yeah, correct. Yeah, I would just take that 1911 and send it through my own skull. Yeah. But if I was forced to try, I want to say I would wear gloves. So yeah, like if I run into a fence or if I'm prone and crawling, I have gloves. You
Grabbing
know, don't get a
things, yeah.
thorn in my like mantling and shit.
You're in
Like, I
120
wanna think
degree
I'd have
Afghanistan
gloves.
heat.
But would that fuck up my ability to control a gun? I don't know. I've never touched a gun.
I doubt
less
it.
shot
I
one.
think it's just like a feeling thing. I'm sure it doesn't actually affect you negatively. It's just like, it's that feeling of touch that you lose from wearing gloves.
Yeah.
I think that's literally all it is. I don't think it actually would
Maybe.
harm you in any way. It's just the feel. That's it.
That
That's actually it.
seems super believable to me. Yeah. So what are you rocking in Warzone? What are you wearing?
I don't know. What am I wearing?
I'm wearing very, very tight pants
Yeah, I'm wearing thinner pants for sure.
because I don't want it snagging on shit.
No, you can't have it snagging. No.
I want it to be like tight. I'd like tuck them into like,
Yeah.
I guess boots,
Some hiking
I'd wear
boots.
boots.
Some sort of hiking boots.
some kind of boot. Yeah. Okay.
Slick and exfil. Yeah, true.
Upper body. That's the toughie. What am I putting on my thorax? My torso.
Like a shirt?
Yeah.
A long sleeve tight shirt. Probably like
Like an Under
think
Armour
of
shirt, right?
think of a normal plain black t-shirt, long sleeve. That's what I would do. Or like green or some shit, dark
I
green.
think I would go with Under Armour. I don't want things snagging. You know?
Yeah, you are a bush camper, so that is a great point.
No, I'm thinking of like fences and shit. And bushes, sure, yeah. But I think I'd wear like an Under Armour like long sleeve for sure.
What if you get cold?
With gloves. Yeah, maybe I would need more than that too, though. You're right. It's a good question. Well, Caldera I wouldn't get cold. It's hot as fuck. It's a tropical island, so I think I'd be fine.
True, it'd be
And
sweating.
then would you put anything on your stupid fucking head? You would wear sunglasses, right?
You wear sunglasses and a little ball cap, probably. Little backwards
What's the
ball
purpose
cap.
of the cap?
Keep the sun out of your eyes more. Sun shining in from the
Yeah.
top. That
Okay.
glare away.
Okay. A little visor, maybe? What are your thoughts on visors?
Nope. Not wearing a visor. That's not
Yeah.
going to stay on your head. It's going to fall off.
Would it fall off more than
I'm gonna
hat
break
would?
your IRL camera in IRL Warzone. Your little cute little visor is going to fall off your dumb head.
no.
I'm going to be behind you and I'm going to finishing move you.
You're going to run up behind me. You're going to throw a stun, run up behind me, slap my visor down so it's covering my eyes, laugh, and then just mag dump me in real life. Yeah, that could work.
And then do the middle finger little emote thing.
Oh, yeah, in real life, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'd wear that. What else would I need on my body? I guess that's kind of it, right?
You need a gun, but that's self-explanatory, yeah.
Well, the gun, obviously. Would you do the watch that you put on wrong, like the military people do?
Oh, where you put it on inside? Yeah. No, fuck watches. What do I need to tell time for?
I agree.
Time is cringe.
Yeah. Would you put the little necklace on your sunglasses like the white dads in Hawaii do so they don't lose them?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
So they can hang around their neck?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are those called? My dad used to wear those. He doesn't anymore, but he did years ago.
Convenient. Smart. It's a good
What are
white
those
old
called,
dad thing to
man?
do. I don't know if there's even a name for it.
There was a name for him. I can't
Really?
think of it. Yeah, there's a name for it. Huh.
I think I'd rock
Of
those.
course I wouldn't wear those. No, are you fucking
I
insane?
think I would. Just in
Okay.
case if you're like in a
I'll
building,
cut them off you.
you want better visibility, you can just throw the glasses off. You don't lose them. You don't have to like tuck them into your shirt like Steve Urkel, you know?
Yeah, true.
I think I would. I think I'd rock it.
True.
We should create a battle royale in real life.
Yeah, I agree.
We can get all of our Damascus patrons. We'll rent a plane, drop out of it, and then fucking kill each other. Yeah. That'd be fun. You know what would be really fun? You know what I'm surprised fucking David Dobrik or Mr. Beast hasn't ever done? Is real life BR with paintball guns. Why has this never been done?
Probably have. I'm sure that's been done.
How cool of a YouTube video would this be? We played Warzone in real life, all caps. It's like an hour-long YouTube video where they talk about renting a plane and parachutes, and then they go to some island that they rent out.
It's been done literally numerous times years ago.
Oh, has it?
Looking at it. Mr. Beast did do it. Dude Perfect did one.
Mr. Beast did a BR. Okay.
All of the big ones. Dude Perfect did an airsoft battle royale. Team Edge did a real life battle royale.
How do you close the circle?
Years old. Literally years old.
How do you close the circle?
I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it right now. You start killing people that are on the edge. You just go up and slit their little throats IRL.
Don't do that, man.
I don't know. How do you make it close? Maybe you don't. It's just last person standing in a set zone.
Yeah, maybe. Not realistic.
And how do you choose where they spawn?
Well, if they didn't drop out of a plane, it's not a real BR, right?
Yeah, they did.
I guess it has never been done.
It hasn't been done. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
Drop everyone out of a plane.
Would you go skydiving?
Crash the plane? No, I would not. Never. Of course not.
There's no reason to, right?
I was about to say that. What's the reason? To give yourself a rush for a few minutes? No, I don't care.
Yeah, it's insane.
There's no reason to go skydiving.
People do it.
Yeah, there's just no reason to do it.
I just can't believe it. Yeah.
Zero reason to go skydiving. Zero reason to go skydiving. Zero reason to climb
bungee jump.
A 3,000-foot rock face in Yosemite with no harness on. There's zero reason to do any of it. It's just insane people that instead of doing something illegal and crazy, they do that, which is fine. They're just going to kill themselves. But yeah, it's just insane.
Free climbing, especially, so many people have died doing that.
They all die.
Yeah.
Rip Mark Andrew.
Like, dude, just go fucking beat off or something. Like, how bored are you that you're going to risk your life for fun? Like, yeah, go to a go-kart track or something. Like, what are we doing? This is so crazy. People are so insane.
Yeah, no, fuck skydiving.
Yeah, fuck skydiving. Okay, well, glad we got that out of the way. It's crazy that halo jumping is a real thing people in the military do, by the way. I just can't believe it.
Yeah.
Like, people do Warzone shit, like, in real life, kind of.
Yeah, they definitely
like,
do.
actually.
Holy shit, they turned Warzone into a real thing. War. Oh my god.
Imagine, dude.
That's an excellent clickbait title. They turned Warzone into a real thing, and then just show videos of Afghanistan and Iraq.
Yeah, that would be funny as fuck. Yeah. Yeah. What altitude do they drop from when you halo jump?
God, isn't it really high? Isn't it like 20,000, 30,000 or something?
Feet. Yeah, like fucking ridiculous. Let me look it up. Halo jumping. So halo jumping, for those of you who don't know,
30 to 40.
What?
Oh my god.
That's like higher than your commercial.
And they free fall to about 800 feet above ground before deploying their parachute. Yeah, you're falling.
It stands for high altitude, low opening jump. That's what it is. So Navy SEALs, when they need to do extra legal military operations in Cambodia or something, they will take a plane and fly it too high. And then they'll have demons drop out of the plane from really high so that they don't get seen. And then they open super low also so that they don't get seen.
Yeah.
So they free fall for, 39,000 feet and then pull a parachute with full gear, by the way. And then they have guns and they like infiltrated successfully. That's crazy that people do that, bro.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Do
I would
something
pass
else.
out and die.
Do something else.
And hey, are you able to have a secondary shoot if you're halo jumping? Because do you have time if your first shoot fails at 800 feet to pull your second one at what?
I don't know.
200 a second later or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know.
How does that work?
Yeah, I don't know.
So crazy.
If you want to go skydiving, just go take a flight somewhere instead and look out the window. You don't need to jump out, man. There's zero reason for you to do that. I don't think you're cool. I don't think any better of you.
If you think that's a good idea, you should jump out. and not pull your parachute. What are your thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I read once, I'm pretty sure this is true, that they have military pups that drop, that do like halo jumping, or at least jump out of planes with.
Probably, and they're strapped to the front of them, right?
Yeah,
I think I've
put them in a little,
I think I've seen
like in
pictures
those
of
little
that.
baby carriers. They just put a fucking
And they have goggles on and everything.
Law in there, and then they jump with their homie, and then they just like, all right, buddy, fucking I don't know, Max, get out, let's go kill.
I'm looking at pictures of it right now. Yeah,
that's nuts, dude.
They have like these. They have these sick sunglasses on, and everything that covers like their whole face.
They look kidded, dude. They get kidded. Yeah,
they kitted up. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine you're just some poor fucking dog? You can't speak English, so you don't know what's going on. And then you find yourself strapped to some guy who jumps out of a fucking plane at 30,000 feet. How mad would you be as a dog? I would be like, this son of a bitch, man. I didn't sign up for this, dude. I want to go shit in a lawn or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Why am I free falling out of a plane in the sky? This is not cool.
Yeah, that's like.
How do you train a dog for that?
That's like borderline animal cruelty, brother. Yeah,
actually, how do you train a dog for that?
I don't know.
Do you give it like?
You throw them out of a plane, I guess.
Do you give it benzos before the first jump so that it gets used to it or something?
Yeah, I don't know. How
do
they
That's fucking wild, bro.
Well, we just don't care if they're scared.
I guess not. Yeah, I guess. You're getting pissed on by your German Shepherd at fucking 25,000 feet.
Yeah.
It's spraying directly into your mouth because you're falling so fast.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool, though. I also read something that they've like replaced some of these dogs' teeth with like Kevlar. I feel like that's fake. I feel like they wouldn't do that.
Cruelty if they do, yeah.
Well, they would do it surgically, but I just don't think it would be worth doing that, right? Let me look this up. I'm going to look this up. Military dog Kevlar teeth. Let me see if this is real. Titanium fangs, the technology behind Navy SEAL dogs.
Oh, it looks like
the Navy does not simply rip out their working dog's teeth for the sake of creating metal mouth war machines.
Good. Glad they don't do that.
It seems like it just wouldn't be worth doing. Yeah.
So they can replace their teeth when they lose them.
But they replace them with titanium.
With titanium once they lose them.
That makes sense. That's smart.
That's good.
If you broke your teeth anyway, you might as well give it some metal. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad they're not just ripping out some poor dog's teeth just to put titanium in it, just to then maul some unarmed civilian on the streets. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Ooh, Jesus, dude.
I would rather be shot by the police.
People think they could just beat a German Shepherd in a fight. It makes me so mad.
Yeah.
It makes me so angry. Like, upset, actually.
Yeah, I would rather be shot by police than be attacked by one of their police dogs.
Oh.
Shoot the fuck out of me, man. I don't care.
Kill me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather.
Instead of getting fucking my throat ripped out by a German Shepherd. Although police dogs aren't trained to do that.
I think they always go for like the arm.
A wild dog would do, but they always bite your arm and then don't ever let go. So you're not going anywhere. They're breaking that arm for sure in multiple places.
Yeah.
I wonder what a wild dog would do if it attacks you. Because it's way harder to find your neck than your arm.
They probably start biting your legs, then you fall to the ground because you're in pain and you're trying to get them off it, and then they just start like attacking your face and neck. You know?
Yeah, that's probably correct. Yeah. Okay.
Did we get there from that operator skin question? Wow.
We did, yeah. So let's do one more. What do you say? What do you say to that?
Sure.
Zpib asks, if you could go back and relive or bring a gun back to their meta state, which gun would it be? Tanner.
Bring the Swiss back to its meta state because I want to have fun. Would it make the lobbies less enjoyable because I would be getting one-tapped everywhere? Maybe, but I loved using the Swiss at any range, being able to one-shot down. And probably the M16 meta when the axial zoomed that of a sniper scope, and it had no recoil. The M16 AUG meta during Verdansk, that was a really fun one for me. It wasn't, I mean, it was broken, and it wasn't as bad as like the DMR and some other metas, even as like the FFAR. I think the FFAR meta was a lot worse. It was a busted meta, but it was very fun, I thought. Very rewarding getting these long range kills with a burst rifle. Yeah.
Yeah, it was different, which was nice. That's a tough question. I mean, I want to say the Ram because it's just my favorite gun it's my second favorite gun in any FPS ever. But it is just a full auto AR. It's not really different than anything else. So then I would say, I think Tanner's right. I would bring back snipers, yeah, like a Swiss. Or just all of them in general. It doesn't really matter to me. Swiss or like an MW car would be fine. I would say that because I miss sniping. Yeah. I think that's a great answer. That's a really good answer. Alternatively, man, there's been some close range metas. Most of them have been bad. However, I really did like the Warzone meta of the Hipfire MP5 being the meta gun. Because it was really, really good, but it wasn't like broken like the R9 was, for example. Because the magazine size was fairly small. The time to kill wasn't ridiculous. It was just good. And you could hip fire it, so I had a chance up close, being on keyboard and mouse, and not being insane. And the reload time was not ideal for an MP5, an MW MP5 either. So I would say either that or the Swiss. And I would definitely pick the Swiss of those two. But honorable mention for the MW MP5. That was fun. I liked that a lot. Because you could hip fire. It was optimal to hip fire, in fact. But it wasn't from like 40 meters like the Vanguard PPSH, for example. And it didn't just instantly delete you either. And it had some drawbacks. So I think it was like fairly well balanced as well. It was still the best option at the time, obviously, and it was still too good. But compared to what we've seen since then, it was very well balanced. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
no.
the Akimbo Psychovs before they nerfed the movement speed. That's a joke.
Those. Fuck you, yeah.
Dude, I got the funniest death comm I've ever gotten in Warzone when I had this. That was the funniest death comm I've ever gotten in Warzone. We were by... Oh my god, what's the area called? Where the plane crashes are. The ground war map. What was that called?
Scrapyard?
It was... Wait. Is that where Scrapyard is? Yeah, by Scrapyard. What's the larger area called, though?
Boneyard? What is it
Boneyard.
called? Yeah, I think it's just Boneyard, right?
Boneyard, yes. So, if you go east from Boneyard, you cross some train tracks, and then there's often a buy station at the warehouse that would be on your right. And there was a buy, and I run in there, or whatever. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I do remember this. I run into the warehouse. I'm one shot. Some guy is pushing me whom I have not shot once yet. And I have my psychobs out. And he turns the corner and I fucking dump him. And I had no gun should exist where I should have killed this guy. Obviously insanely broken, overpowered. It required no skill for me to do what I did. I only killed him because the psychobs are so fucking broken at the time. And he absolutely earned the kill and should have killed me and didn't. So he turns the corner, I dump him, and he fucking screams unironically, "Nerf the fucking guns!" And then it cuts out while he's screaming. And he's not joking and he's not trying to be funny. He's genuinely mad.
Yeah, I would be too.
He said something like, "Nerf the fucking guns," or "Nerf those fucking guns." And he's screaming at top of his lungs. And he's not trying to be funny. He's not trying to make me laugh. He's genuinely upset. And I laughed harder than I've ever laughed from a deathcomm. The best Warzone deathcomm I've ever gotten.
That's funny.
We'll end with this. What is the best Warzone deathcomm you've ever gotten that you can remember, Tanner?
Ooh. Probably Your Podcast Sucks.
Oh,
The old
yeah.
Classic.
And that was on stream, which is fantastic, too.
Yeah, that was on stream.
I believe we clipped it. We need to go back and farm that and extract the audio for an audio clip. I meant to do that a long time ago, but I forgot. But yeah, we were on the roof of train. Is that correct?
I don't remember where it was. I just remember the death comm. And he said it so quick too. So I'm like, how?
Your podcast sucks.
Yeah.
God, it was so fucking funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's funny when people do that because they think when I kill you and then you try to make me upset by saying literally anything, that it'll actually upset me. And it's like, the reason you want to upset me is because I just beat you. Mm-hmm. So I know why you're doing this, and that makes it impossible for you to upset me.
Yeah.
Because I know your motivation is because you're mad. I already won. If you're trying to upset me in a death comm, I already won.
True.
So nothing you can say is going to upset me. It's going to, in fact, make me happy. I want nothing more than for you to say anything rude in a death comm. That's what I want most. And the more rude, the better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all great. It's all good for me. And the thought that people have that I'm going to get upset if they call me a shitter is hysterical.
I know. I'm like, why do you think that would make me mad?
That's going to upset me. If you want to upset me, be silent.
Yeah.
That's what's going to make me the most upset. Unironically, actually. That's the worst thing you could do to me in a death comm, is not say anything.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate it, man.
So, anyway. All right, that's it, fellas. We will be posting a schedule on Monday, 100% on Twitter at the Dropshot Pod. Give us a follow. We just tweeted a nice TikTok video on the Twitter. If you could engage with that tweet, that would be very much appreciated. And it's a good TikTok in its own right. You should give it a watch. Or video, I guess, since it's on Twitter. I should also add, we're going to do a gameplay stream next week. Again, keep your eyes on the Twitter for the schedule. We'll tell you when that's happening and what we're doing. That'll be in the Discord as well, which you should join the fucking Discord. Find links to all this shit in the show notes or video description. We're going to have a Patreon ep, at least one, coming out next week as well, related to Call of Duty. This will be a gold episode, so every patron will be able to listen to that, which leads me to the most important point. Patreon.com/thedropshot is the best way to support the show. 7 bonus episodes per month, monthly hangouts, and more. Check it out. Once again, it is the best way to support this dog shit podcast. If you want more of it, if you want to just help us out, patreon.com/thedropshot. That's it. We'll be back next week. Thank you all for watching and listening. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, remain humble.
Stay humble.